The palace had never been this quiet. Queen Lyra noticed it first, not the absence of people, but the absence of warmth. King Alaric barely looked at her during breakfast. No argument, no explanation, just silence. And in royal families, silence is never harmless. That night, Lyra stood alone on the balcony, realizing something fragile had begun to crack. The next day, the king canceled their evening walk, a tradition older than their marriage. Court whispers grew louder, servants avoided eye contact, and Lyra felt like a guest in her own palace. She wrote a letter to Alaric, but he never replied. On the third day, Lyra overheard the truth in the council chamber. It was not betrayal by another woman, but betrayal by ambition. Alaric planned an alliance marriage to secure the throne. Love had become optional, power was not. For the first time in years, the queen cried without witnesses. By the fourth day, the kingdom awaited an announcement. Everyone assumed Lyra would remain silent, as queens often do. Instead, she packed a single trunk, no jewels, no crown, only dignity, and left the palace before sunrise. On the fifth day, the bells rang for a new beginning, but not hers. Lyra stood at the edge of the capital, watching the palace fade behind her. She was no longer a queen, but for the first time she belonged to herself. History would call it a royal breakup. She would call it survival, because sometimes losing a crown is the only way to save a